Hi, in this video I'd like to start working up the diagram here. We've been spending a lot of time in SQL Server and I want to move up into this block here and show you these two files that I have a lot of code pre-written and I use them in every application that I build from the ground up. But there are things that need to be added to them to make them unique to each project. So I'm going to show you that right now. And I'm also going to show you a couple of add-ins that I've made that helped me build those. So here I am back in the project folder, and I'm looking at the data access folder that I've labeled number 6. And here are I'm going to do a little add-in demo first, but this is my table wrapper file and my SQL builder file. And then I also have some unit test files that I do just to make sure that everything's working all right. And well, exactly what it says. So let me do my demo real quick. These are two add-ins. Well, one is complete and the other one I'm still working on. So as you can see, I just got an empty Access database file here, right? So if I go to Database Tools and go to Add-ins, these are the two add-ins that I created. One SQL Server Tables, and this one's pretty much complete. Now to get it started, you need to know what the name of your server is, and that's easy to find because if you have SQL Server Management Studio going, and you click on the little plus, it's right here. It's even highlighted in blue so that you can just hit Control C. Let me cancel that, minimize, and I'll put that right in here. And I put a selected a checkbox in the selected field. And I don't even have to save the record. I can if I want to, but clicking the button will save the record. Now there is something going on with my machine. I'm not sure what it is, but Access and SQL Server are having this really long, I guess you call it a handshake. So right at the beginning, this is going to take maybe as much as like 12 seconds or something, which is way too long in application terms. But then after that, as I do other things, you'll see it's very snappy. Okay, so let's see it go here. So I apologize about the wait. Now what I'll do is, as this happens again and again from other Access files that I'll be showing you, I'll go ahead and just trim the video and try to cut it out. Okay, so that wasn't too long, but anyway, these are the tables that I have on my SQL Server. I can show that to you right now. I probably should have done that to begin with. Here are the three that we've been working on, and then I made this applications table. I was going to try to do something in another demo, but then I decided that I don't really have the time for it. Okay, so you can see it queried that properly. Now let's say this is the one I want to get the tables off of, okay? So I click here on this button, Get Available Tables and Views, and here are the 4 tables that we made in previous videos. Now, if we had taken the time to make some views, those would show up here too. All right, so let me just get, oh wait, actually for this demo, let me go ahead and hit Select All. So now I've selected all the tables, and it's even suggesting what the local table name should be. It's taking the schema and doing CUST underscore. Now I have an option here that says ignore DBO schema. So if any of these had been DBO tables, that check would have just said that it would come back with the same table name there as it is over here. And if you want it to be that way, you can do that. You can edit this field if you want. You can have it say whatever you want, but I think this is a good naming convention. So I click on Create Table Connections, and once it's finished, you see them show up in the back there. I can hit Done or the X up in the corner. And these are valid tables right out of the SQL Server. I've been playing around with them, doing some exercises, so I filled in a little bit of data. There's some address types for you. That's just a layout change. I didn't fill anything in there. Filled out a couple of contact names. Oh, just one, me. And a couple of customers. So, and this is created on date, which just needs a little more room there. Okay, so these are just the tables that are on the server with their data. Now, that's my SQL Server Tables data add-in. The next one, it's not quite done yet, but I'll show you kind of what I'm after here. So let me first bring up, I'll hit Alt F11 and bring up my code window. Oh, and you know what? The SQL Server Tables add-in is still connected. And just so I don't muddy the waters, let me get out of this and get right back in. And then I'll hit Alt F11. So here's the code I have in this file, which is nothing. I don't have any code in there yet, right? So I come over here and I go to Add-ins and go to my table wrapper. So now this didn't query the server, it queried this database right here. And so let's say I want to make table wrappers for all of these tables. Do that. Now this is probably there's probably gonna be an error message right here, but I'll get past it. Yeah. Let me. All I got to do is debug. Actually, I should have ended that. I got to end, and then I got to get the focus on the correct database. It's a focus issue. There. Okay. So what it did was it created class menus for me. I got to hit save too, by the way. So back over here in this file now, let me close that up. See, now I've got all these class modules that it made. There's one class module per table. Now let's look at what the class modules can do. Actually, I don't want to do that because, as I said, this plugin is still being developed. And so in addition to that, I've gone past 5 minutes on this video. So let me end this video and I'll open up another file where I've actually got the table wrappers written properly and some tests and stuff set up for it. So I'm going to close this up and end the video, and I'll be right back in another video in just a moment.